The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. Giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Hashem, Kakwadash. I'm going to come back to this and read the 17th verse, a couple of verses down from the 16th. Let me do this. Okay, this is the video that was on my notifications minutes ago. So I said, let me watch it. Very short video. 5 minutes, not even 6 minutes long. Put up by GMS Vegas Sit Downs 144K. And the title of the video is Haman Malone Gets Cut About Eating Abomination by GMS Dallas Throwback. This was a couple of years ago when he, snuck up on him. I believe this was 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Well, it says 2019, because it was about a month before he came and rolled up on us. So it says GMS Dallas Camp Live, 7/26, it looks like 2019. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let you listen to a little of this, and then I'm gonna stop it, and I'm gonna hit some precepts, and I'm gonna let you listen to some more. And the title of this video was a scripture that I just read, right? The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit. The reason why Jakes wake up to the fact that they're Israelites is because the Most High opens up their spirit, opens up their spiritual eye to accept the fact that they're Israelites. You got other Jakes that's just not going to accept it because the Most High did not open their eyes. That's in one scripture that comes to mind is Isaiah chapter 6. You can start about the 8th, 9th verse. Also in Isaiah 29, I believe you can start at the 8th verse, around there, 9th verse. And there's a spirit, Isaiah 29 speaks of this, a spirit of slumber. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. It's an actual spirit. So when you wake up to this truth and you learn and you ultimately become a teacher in this thing, a teacher, leader, that meant, and you endure to the end, that means that you are most likely, most definitely, especially if you endure to the end, you were one of the men in the past. It says in 1 Corinthians 14 chapter, I believe it's the 32nd verse, the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Meaning if you were a prophet in a past life, if you were Obadiah in a past life, you're going to come back as a prophet. You're going to come back in your lot as a prophet. Even Daniel said that in Daniel 12. He spoke about how he's going to come back in his lot. The spirit of the prophet is subject unto the prophet. And so if the spirit of the prophet is subject unto the prophet, the spirit of Israel is subject unto Israel, right? When you hear this word, and you are one of the elect, you are one that's meant to be woken up before this destruction, an elect, you're gonna acknowledge this truth, and you're gonna get deeper. You're gonna be intrigued by this truth, and you're gonna study more, and you're gonna grow in this thing. Peter spoke about growing thereby, and as you grow, you take on more responsibilities. You become a reader, then you go from a reader to a teacher, then you go from a teacher to a camp leader or a leader of men. That's that spirit within you. John the Baptist did what Elijah did in the past. He came right back. Elijah came back right back in his lot. But he was known as John the Baptist, which happened to be the cousin of Yahushua. John the Baptist came back again. So Elijah came back 2 times. The second time he came back was in this our lifetime, because when Abba was alive, I was alive. I was a young man. Some of you wasn't even born. I never met the man because he died before I came. My eyes were open. So Abba he got back into his lot, as he did when he was John, as he did when he was Elijah. And the same goes for the Apostle Paul. He was here before. Same goes for the Apostle Peter and all the apostles, and that the men that are out there on the highways and the byways that are doing the sit downs, if we endure to the end and we're delivered, guess what? We were one of those men. I don't know who we were. Most High didn't give us that. So Romans 8:16 again, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. So this goes beyond the prophets. It's all the Israelites. You're going to see individual men and women that's going to wake up to the fact that they're Israelites. They're going to acknowledge that they're Israelites, but they're not necessarily prophets. I'm talking about the men. You're going to have men out there that acknowledge the fact that they are the Israelites. They might not they might not become great teachers or go to camps and get into it, but they do know that they're Israelites. The ones that fell off, turn their back on the plow, they still know that they're Israelites, and they can lie to themselves and become a Muslim or follow the ways of Kemet, or just go back to the Baptist church. But guess what? In the back of your mind, you know that you're an Israelite. Now, you may not be one of the elect, but you know that you're an Israelite. The spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. Who are the children of the Most High? The sons of the Most High, the Israelites. So now I'm gonna let you listen. Now, I did a video earlier, and I went long too. The Spirit was on me. I went 1 hour and 40 minutes. So we're talking what? 20 minutes shy of 2 hours. I didn't know I went that long, but I guess the Spirit was on me. And a lot of things were said, a lot of precepts, and the main thing was this. The title of this video is Vocab Malone Goes Off on the scriptures again, Mark 7, which is also in Matthew chapter 15. You can't eat any and everything. So this was the spirit that this video was put up. So I'm gonna let you listen to it. I urge you to watch the whole video. It's short. It's under 6 minutes long. But we're at the 3-minute and 22-second mark. So I hope you can hear this. It's a little, muffled, but I hope you can hear it. What I'll try to do is repeat whatever is said. So listen up.
The word of God is the true and pure scripture. Okay, whatever you eat, you is God.
Okay. So they let Vocab speak, and he said, whatever you eat, let it be to the glory of God. Because if you go to the beginning of the video, the camp was reading Isaiah 66 15, I believe they read 14 and they read 15 and then 16, and it goes into eating swine. Matter of fact, let me go to it. Let me go to it. Let me get it. Let me open up another tab here. Okay, right here. Oh, by the way, that missile that's going to destroy America is known as Satan. Russia possesses a missile known as Satan, or Satan 2. So now give me a second. Let me open up another blue letter. Okay, so let me go to the precept that they pulled out, the GMS Dallas pulled out. 66. Okay, I'm gonna start from the 15 verse. Isaiah 66 verse 15, for behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. So they asked Vocab, did this happen? And Vocab said, no, it didn't happen. So he would have to come to the conclusion that it's something that's yet to happen, right? Because Vocab said you can eat anything. He said he quoted 1 Corinthians 8, but it's actually in 1 Corinthians the 10th chapter, because I got it marked down. The 16th verse. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. This is yet to happen. Vocab agrees with that. Then it goes into who is it going to happen to? They that sanctified themselves and purified themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. So he said it. He said, the Lord coming with fire in his chariots as a whirlwind is yet to happen. But who's going to be destroyed? The 17th verse says anybody that's eating swine. So now let's come back to this. So listen up. I hope you can hear it. So the elder Yashawamba, after Vocab said you can eat everything as long as into the glory of the Lord, right? So elder Yashawamba said, can you eat electric eel? For that matter, can you eat a blowfish? You know, can you pretty much, there's certain living creatures out there that if you eat it, you're gonna die. Can you eat a scorpion? Let's listen on. So this fool, Vocab says, yes, you can even eat an electric eel. I would like to see him eat one. There's a video out I saw a couple of months ago where an alligator tried to bite an electric eel, and that alligator froze up and died. You know? So Vocab Malone, you're not as strong as an alligator. I want to see you eat an electric eel. Eat live foods. So let's go on. Okay, now this guy, this is what do you mean? What do you meme? Not mean, but what do you mean? He was one of the guys that rolled up on us, and me and him went at it. And I asked him a question. Were you speaking about the Apostle Paul? And I said, what nationality is the Apostle Paul? And he froze. So, you know, I played on it. I said, because he couldn't answer. So I said, obviously, I know he doesn't know the nationality. I was going to ride him. I said, what's his nationality? If you know the Bible so well, what's his nationality? And he was stuck, but he's supposed to be a Bible expert. Now check this out. He's an Israelite based upon this action. What he has in his hand is a, I guess that's squid meat. It's squid meat, right? Vocab's crew eats it's jellyfish. Vocab's crew eats jellyfish. He's not going to eat the jellyfish. He doesn't want to eat the jellyfish. He's going to put the jellyfish back down. Then you're going to have, what's this guy, Adam, I forget his name, the brother, he was out there with the dreads, big, tall, dark-skinned brother. He's not going to eat it either. I think he takes a little piece and puts it down. Then David Woods, he takes a big forkful and he just takes it down because he's most likely an Edomite. So I opened up with what did I open up with? I opened up with Romans chapter 8, right? The Spirit. Let me go to it again. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High, right? So I'm gonna give you another precept. Romans 2, verse 14. For when the Gentiles, which are Israelites, coming, what the Apostle Paul was talking about, that these Israelites that thought that they were Gentiles, they were keeping the law because the law was in their heart, it was in their spirit. They knew it was wrong to kill. They knew it was wrong to take a man's wife. They knew it was wrong for a man to lay with another man. They just know in their spirit that that's wrong. So let me read the precept. For when the Gentiles, which are Israelites, which have not the law, meaning the law of Moses, do by nature the things contained in the law. That's why in the hood, right? People in the hood ain't all into the scriptures and all that. But if there's a guy that you grow up with and he kind of act feminine, you already know when he hits a certain age, he's gonna be a full-blown one of them. And you're gonna shy away from him. There was a guy that we grew up with, and we used to call him Gina Tay. It was a fragrance called a feminine fragrance. And we just called him, his name was Gina Tay, because he act feminine. I don't know what happened to him, but I guarantee you that man's a mo right now. If he's still living, if he haven't died of AIDS. If you see that dude, before he even became a mo, he had the moism tendencies in him. It says, I remember many times I told my woman, right, there'll be like a little boy that lives upstairs that plays with your kids or whatever, plays outside or whatever. And I'll tell her, I'll say, you see that little boy right there? I say, he gonna be a mo when he grow up. No, he ain't gonna be no, why would you say something like that? And sure enough, he becomes a mo. Now there was one kid that I say, when he grows up, he gonna be a mo. Sure enough, he turned into a mo. But you know what happened? He had a guilt on him, and he said, I'm not gonna be a mo no more. And he stopped dealing with men, and he got with a woman, and he married a woman. He had children with her. Why? Because he's an Israelite. He was one of the Latin tribes. I believe it was the tribe of Ephraim. But I said when he was like 9 years old, 8 years old, I said that kid gonna grow up to be a mo. And then my woman said, well, you were right. And I've seen that a lot of times. He's a little kid there, he's gonna be a little mo when he grows up. And sure enough, he becomes a mo. You got a lot of our people, men, I'm focusing on the men. Forget about our women. 95% of them play both sides of the fence. They ain't gonna tell you that, but they do. They play both sides of the fence. And the number is as high as, I don't have to pay the stats with me in front of me, but I guarantee you 95% of our women go both ways. Check it out. It says, and they don't tell nobody because they know it's wicked. See that thing that among Jake men is called down low. You know why they call it down low? Because they know what they're doing is wicked in their spirit because they're Israelites. Esau don't do that down low shit. They flaunt it. They don't care because the law of the Most High is not in them. It says, for when, Romans 2, verse 14, for when the Gentiles, Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites coming back into the fold, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are a law unto themselves. That's why when a Jake man gets with a woman and a woman wants to leave him, what does he do? A lot of times, it's in the news all the time. He winds up killing the woman. He might kill the dude and kill the woman. But by law, it was to him, it was the act of adultery because he was dealing with that woman. Scriptures speak about an adulterous, wicked and adulterous generation. And your woman, I'm telling you right now, all the women that you have ever dealt with are super freaks. You know, they'll act all conservative, but when you get them open, you find out how much of a freak they are, man. That's why you got to watch these women. So now let me come back over here. So watch.
John trying jellyfish. Oh my God. It just tastes like fish, man.
You see how he don't know, and then he got tattoos on. He's out of his fucking mind. He look at it because he's a Jake. The spirit that's in him is a Jake, even though he'll tell you, no, we're Gentiles.
Can I try it?
You see, he forced himself to put it in his mouth, and then he pulled it right back out. Look at his face. Look at the face. That's the spirit of Israel. He is an Israelite. He looks like an Israelite, but he is an Israelite. By the way, this is a traditional Moabite restaurant in Queens, and it's owned by, what's her name? I forget her name, but she played the sister of Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon. Remember the one that took the glass and killed herself? I forget her name. And she owns this restaurant, but she wasn't there, you know, so she invested her money right. She living good. She wasn't there, but she owns this restaurant.
Well, here's what he eats.
Look at I'm gonna call him Crazy Dave, David Wood. He takes he takes about 7 or 8 of them, right? And he's just gonna swallow it down like nothing.
Got this? Adam's about to have some. My first taste of jellyfish. You work here? You want it?
He just ate it like it was nothing.
No way. That's really terrible. Come on. She used to work with Bruce Lee.
Okay, this guy right here, this is the husband of. This is the husband. I'm sorry. This is the husband of I believe her name was Mei Ling in the movie, but I forget her actual name. But this is the husband of that woman that played Bruce Lee's sister. All right.
That's Marion's husband.
This is Adam. Damn, I can't. His name is Adam Coleman. Adam Coleman. And watch him. Watch Adam Coleman. I remember seeing this when he came out to New York a couple of years ago. That was 2019.
Ask a question for me. I'll come back to who was better, Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris? Who's better? That's shit, man. I didn't even record that. Am I the only one? I did. But I was. No, that's trying to. Yeah, it's okay. But, is it good? I'll give the eulogy.
No, I don't know. I remember seeing it. I don't know if he actually ate it. But he didn't want to eat it. Okay, so you see the precepts there, 1 John 3, verse 4, 1 John 3, verse 8. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth the law. For sin is a transgression of the law. Jump down to the 8th verse. He that committed sin is of the devil, for the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose, the Son of the Most High was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil. Matthew 5, verse 19, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them the laws, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. It's talking about the laws. When you go, what is it, the 17th verse, go up a couple of verses, not one, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. Matthew 5, verse 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law. What law? The law that was given to Moses, or the prophets, which is the book of Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Obadiah, Joel, Zechariah, Ezekiel. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, now that one of the fulfillments was at Deuteronomy 18 and 15, that Moses said, the Lord is going to send a man like unto me, hearken unto this man. And Yahushua pulled that same verse on the wicked scribes and Pharisees. That's in St. John. It says, think not that I come to destroy the law and on the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto thee, till heaven and earth pass away. Like, in other words, if heaven and earth pass away, which is not going to pass away, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. So everything that's in the Old Testament and the prophets and the writings and the law is going to be fulfilled. So does that mean until all things will be fulfilled, we don't got to keep the law? No, in the kingdom of heaven, we are going to keep the laws that were given to us on this side of the world. What did the Apostle Paul say? He said, let no man judge you in meats and in drinks with respect to the Sabbath day, which is a shadow of things to come, meaning the law is going to be practiced in the kingdom. And we're going to teach the other nations. We're going to be priests to the other nations. It says, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass away, one jot nor or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the Lord till all things be fulfilled. What is a jot? What is a jot? G-O-T. Jot goes back to iota, which is in the Greek. There was no J. Remember, J came about in 1524, and iota, Greek, goes back to the Hebrew, which is Yah. That's why he said, not one jot, meaning not even the littlest law is gonna be taken away. So when you look up the word jot, as a matter of fact, let me do that. We did that before. Jot. Let's look up the word jot. The word is iota or iota in Greek, which goes back to the Hebrew, which is Yah. Let's see if it says that. Of Hebrew origin, the 10th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. What's the 10th letter of the Hebrew alphabet? The Yah, which is the smallest character in the Hebrew alphabet. Let me give you a couple more precepts. Romans 2, verse 14, from when the Gentiles which have not, I hope I didn't read this. For when the Gentiles which have not the law do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are a law unto themselves. Like I said, Jake men that do the down low thing, they do it down low because they get married. You know, they got to keep up appearances. So they'll get married, they'll have children, you know, they'll go out and play football and they'll go bowling and they'll go on the boat with their boys. But when it's just with the boys, you know what a lot of them do? They get together and pop each other on the down low, and they can't go back and tell their wives that, so they're leading a double life. And why are they doing it that way, the down low thing? Because they know it's that in their spirit it's wicked. That's wickedness. Okay, this is the other one I wanted to get. I'll start the first verse, 1 Timothy 4, verse 1. I'm going to close it. I don't want to go too long. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times, when in the latter times some shall depart from the faith. That's people that are in the Christian church, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Anything that's not of Israel is a doctrine of devils. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. In other words, it's hard to get them out of it, especially if they're not of the elect. Forbidding to marry and condemning to abstain from meats. That's if Roman Catholics do that. If you become a priest, which the Most High have created to be received with thanksgiving of them that believe and know the truth. Meaning, the meats is then what they do is they'll say they're talking about pork chops, catfish, shrimp. It says abstaining from meats which the Most High have created to be received with thanksgiving. In other words, they'll say you can eat anything if you pray over it and you cook it right. For every creature of the Most High is good. So they'll say a pig is a creature, right? So a pig is good. Bacon is good. Pork chop is good. And nothing to be refused if it be received with thanksgiving. For it is sanctified by the word of the Most High in prayer. So the Christians will say, you can eat pork. You don't got to keep the laws of Moses concerning the dietary menu. All you got to do is pray over it, and that's what what's this guy Vocab Malone is saying, but he doesn't understand the scriptures. So I got one more. Okay, this is what he quoted. He said 1 Corinthians 8:31, but he meant to say 1 Corinthians 10:31, right? Which says this: whether therefore ye eat or drink, meaning anything, or whether ye do, whatever ye do all to the glory of God. So he says, look, you can eat pork, and then the elder Yashawamba got him good. He said, can you eat electric eel? Then this guy said, yeah, it's all right if you do it in the name of the Lord. This is why so many of our people are leaving the church. The ones that remain in church, they're just going to be destroyed. The Most High kept their eyes closed where their eyes won't open. Isaiah chapter 6. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.